What's up? JC with Wrong Strong. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment. If you are a returning Wrong Strong family member, thank you for being back. We got a hot one today. We're talking about conspiracy and Rico. It was used to put a lot of people away, living that life, you know, the street life. You were like me back in the day. You've heard of these two, conspiracy and Rico, and you do not want them. You do not want to hear these in court. You do not want your name on a piece of paper that says conspiracy or Rico. So today we got a good one. Let's get into this. What's up? JC with Wrong Strong. Welcome back. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think, what you want to hear about. Just tell me what you need. What do you need? What do you need from me? We got a hot one today. We got a hot one. You know, we used to call those dudes on the block that were hot boys, because the feds were watching them. Trust me, you don't want to be a hot boy. When the feds are watching you, it's not a good thing. Trust me, it's not. Conspiracy, man. The feds love this one. It is defined as an agreement of two or more people to commit a crime or to accomplish a end result with legal actions. That means pretty much like you guys watch Breaking Bad. So they sold the crystal meth, and then the Walter ended up buying a car wash that was actually legal. So if the feds arrest you, they could charge you with conspiracy because of this, what you did. The conspiracy doesn't have to be planned. It could be secretly, said, and then they could actually prove it in court long term. As you know, the feds put a lot of money into investigations, and they will get you, whether it's 10 years down the road or 20. So let's say 3 guys are planning to rob a bank, right? One guy only rents the truck. He doesn't even go to the heist. The other 2 do the heist, right? So and they get caught. All 3 of them get charged with conspiracy to rob that bank, and all 3 of them they're punishable in the same manner. What that means is that they'll all get the same amount of time. Doesn't matter if that guy only rented the truck. They all get the same amount of time. Same thing if one person hires 2 people to commit a murder. All 3 of them get charged like they pulled the trigger. So that's conspiracy. The thing is that with conspiracy, they've used that law to bring in a lot of people from the streets, and I'll get into that more later. But one day I'll get my boy in here. He's from Cali, straight up stand-up dude. I got a lot of love and respect for him. They made a movie actually about him and his crew. And they were the real deal, man. I met this dude when I was doing some time in the feds, and we've stayed in communication. Solid ass dude, and I got a lot of love for him. And maybe one day we'll get him on the show to tell his story, and tell us how it was to live that rush, that lifestyle, and what they were doing. Because, like I've told people in the past, there is a rush that comes with that lifestyle. I don't care what anybody says. There's a rush to counting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars and spending with no budget, Nowadays, I got a fucking budget in my fucking Starbucks coffee. It's fucking crazy. So, yeah. So when they have a lot of people in a conspiracy, so when they attack gangs and a lot of these dudes and organizations, they mention all their names in an indictment. And I'll explain what an indictment is later if you guys want. Leave me a message if you guys want me to explain what an indictment is. But they'll have all their names down in the indictment, and it'll be the feds against them, and they'll have all their names in the indictment. What this is a later it comes the investigation. They'll show everything that they have on everybody in this indictment, the conspiracies, everything. They've put away hundreds of dudes. The feds, I've seen the feds bring in. I remember when I was in Miami, they brought in, I think about, I want to say almost 79 Puerto Ricans from the island. They were all they had conspiracy on crack cocaine that was selling in the projects. They arrested all of them in one sweep and brought them all in. So they use this law to pretty much, it's almost like throwing a fish net in the sea and just waiting for it to fill up. And then once it's filled up, they'll pull it back in, because that's what they do. And at the end of this video, I'll explain that. The RICO Act is also a big one, and you do not want to hear it in your court documents. You don't want to get hit with this one. This one is punishable from up to 20 years. The nickname Organized Crime Control Act was put into effect in 1970. Under the RICO, a person who has committed at least 2 acts of racketeering activity there's a list of 35 crimes, 27 federal and 8 state, within a 10-year period can be charged with RICO. If you're found guilty, I think the fine goes up to $25,000 and minimum 20 years in prison. The size, they seize all your assets, they take all your shit. This law was put into effect, honestly, to get a hold of all the organized crime, like the Mafia families and, all these people that were really big and organized that were making, millions of dollars. It goes from tax evasion to labor payments, murder for hire. It has so many levels. And they've used these laws, like I said, to put away a lot of people in different... See, back then, I want to go all the way back to, let's say, to like Al Capone's time. Like I just did a couple of videos on all that. It was very, very hard to arrest these people because they couldn't prove nothing in court. They couldn't prove the murders. They couldn't prove, there was a lot of stuff that they couldn't prove. So they had to find out a way to put these people away. And that's what they did. That's what the feds do. They figure a way to lock you up and throw away the key. And that's what they do. So this is what they used to charge 62 members of the Land Kings in Boston. The bust was called Operation Throwdown. It took them 4 years to actually investigate everything. That's one thing I've always told everybody. The feds will take their time, and they have the resources to actually investigate you for a while. They'll take their time, because once they got you, they're not releasing you. You're not going back out. They got you, and they got you for a reason. So they take their time to investigate you, follow you, everything. So this was in Boston, actually. I was reading about it a couple of months back, but it was one of the biggest takedowns in Boston history. But over 650 agents were working on this job. Just think about how much money the feds were pouring into this. The charges were from drug trafficking to firearms to the RICO Act to conspiracy. So they used all these laws to get all these guys off the streets. The crazy thing is that when they take down the leadership like this, it's all mayhem and craziness on the streets, because they took down most of the main heads from that side of the United States. Boston. A lot of the Incas, like big heads of the Land Kings, went down on that bust. And they're going to be doing a lot of Fed time. And this is where the power struggle starts. This is where the craziness starts on the streets, because they have no leadership. So, I seen it firsthand, because I went into the feds in, I want to say the late 90s, when the feds were just big time people, like big time. Like the guy from Blow was in El Paso. People that worked with the Cali cartels, like big people. It wasn't gang members. You only seen gang members in state prison. It's not like that no more. Now you see nothing but gangs in the federal system. And it's created It's created a war zone because you have gangs from all over the United States, Bloods, Crips, white gangs, black gangs. It's created a complete different. It's made it very dangerous. Actually, the feds used to be like the safest way to do time. Because I've been to both. I've been to state prison, I've been to federal prison, and I've been to Mexican prison. I mean, Mexico takes the cake for dangerous, but the feds were actually like a walk in the park back then. Now, it's not. Now it's all crazy because of all the gangs and everything, all the control and everything that's going on. But this is what I mean. They use these two laws in order to arrest all these people at once. And like I said, I've seen guys come in by the hundreds, 100 Bloods, 100 Lankings, 100. They all come in by the hundreds because that's what they do. They'll wait and arrest everybody all at once, and they just do one sweep, boom, and then they move on to the next state where they're going to do the next big sweep. And that's what they do. My name's JC. I am Wrong Strong. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, tell me what you think, and don't judge nobody. Give somebody a hug, stay in your lane, and always stay savage.